Everything that we know about HR tech over here is going to change in the next couple of years. Everything. Companies over here, the more we spoke with them, they were sick and tired of old clunky systems, incumbents charging them over and not being able to deliver what they wanted. They wanted a bit more agile system. Hey, I think the forward-looking companies are now saying, I want to use AI, but I don't want to use AI to cut costs. I want to use AI to be a force multiplier. And that's really the big shift that we're seeing in companies.
Hello everyone. The Middle East is undergoing a dramatic shift in how workforces are managed, empowered and transformed. As governments and organizations across the region invest heavily in digital transformation, HR technology is fast emerging as a cornerstone of this evolution. In this context, today we sit down with Mrigank Tripathi, President Growth for PeopleStrong, to decode the HR landscape in the Middle East, what's driving innovation, what challenges persist, and how businesses can navigate this shift. We also explore how PeopleStrong made its foray into the Middle East, adapted to local nuances, and has carved out a special niche in a highly competitive market. So let's dive in and speak to the person who's driven this transformation. I'm Mrigank. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Yasmin. Thanks for having me.
Great, thank you. So Mrigank, you've been working in this market for a couple of years now. Tell us, what key trends are you seeing shape up in the HR technology space in the Middle East region today? That's
a very interesting question. I think the HR technology space has been evolving over the past few years. When we landed in the Middle East about 2.5 odd years back, at that time companies were trying to sort of just figure out how can they gravitate away from absolutely old clunky systems onto something that's a bit more nimble, a bit more agile. While that trend continues, we're seeing an absolutely new trend emerge, and that's happened over the past year or so, which is that companies are now focusing much more around talent. With the whole Saudiization and the Emiratization programs gathering steam, companies want to upskill their people, companies want to make sure that their talent is absolutely rock solid and center. And now we're seeing a third trend, which is the trickles, if I can literally call it that, of AI entering the HR world. All these three trends, we've been lucky enough to be at literally the cusp of the time when these three trends were coming. And more companies that we are meeting, more and more companies are now looking towards much more nimbler systems. So interesting times.
Yeah, very interesting times. I think the way the entire workforce transformation agenda of the government and organizations in the Middle East, we can see a lot happening, and it is the right time to be there.
Absolutely.
So especially in the past few years, in a very short span of time, in fact, PeopleStrong has built a very impressive brand. So tell us about your journey and some pivotal moments when you entered the Middle East.
No, you're right, Yasmin. I think our brand is a testament to the love that we've got from all our customers, and I want to publicly thank them for that. Thank you, all our customers, for showering your love and support on us throughout this journey. The reality is that when we came into the Middle East, it was an alien land to us. It was a slightly familiar thing, nearer to India, and we wanted to be in the region. It was an exploratory discussion which then sort of snowballed into what we are today. When we landed here, we realized that this place actually has a huge amount of potential and a huge requirement. Companies over here, the more we spoke with them, they were sick and tired of old clunky systems, incumbents charging them over and not being able to deliver what they wanted. They wanted a bit more agile systems. They wanted much more user-friendly systems, and that's where we sort of came in. Our first few customers that came in really boosted our confidence, and since then we've been touchwood till now we have about 35 plus customers across the UAE, across Oman and across the KSA primarily. We also have a few customers in Bahrain and now exploring the other GCC regions as well. So it's been a great journey. From a pivotal moment perspective, I think the first time that we went into UAE and we came back and we said this is an opportunity was the first pivotal moment for me personally. The second one was signing of our first client, which was really Fly Dubai in those days. And I think a lot of companies told us that how did you get to Fly Dubai and stuff. I think we were just the right product at the right time with the right solution. And then we moved into KSA. We set up our KSA operations. We got our first customer over there, which was Sinomi, which was a big brand in itself. And that was another seminal moment for us where we looked at that very large market. And I think now is the third pivotal moment that has come about, which is with the investment of Goldman Sachs. We are here to sort of really flag off our phase 2. We were literally running in gear 2 till now, but I think now we'll move into gear 4, at least for the next couple of years before we move into gear 5 and gear 6. We want to now literally double down, and we have great plans in the region with Goldman coming in, and we want to just sort of solidify our presence over here.
I think that's a great journey, and I've personally seen it also in the past 2.5 years, the kind of growth you've seen, the number of organizations you've brought on board, and the journey overall from what we hear from the other side of the table, which are the HR leaders that you interact with. I think that's very, very impressive and a lot for other people to learn from also.
Thank you.
So you have been interacting with a large number of HR leaders already in the Middle East. What are those problems that they're facing? What are they looking for when it comes to HR tech? And how do you see digital platforms need to kind of transform or come up to face this challenge and especially meet up the demands of the workforce transformation required today?
No, I think today when we look at when I discuss with the HR leaders and we meet with our potential customers and partners, the one thing that is very clear is they want a rock solid base system.
Yeah.
They don't want to have to deal with clunky systems, and that's a table stakes, which has actually suited us quite well, given the fact that we're the #1 rated app globally. It's helped us quite a bit. That is one thing that is a consistent thing that everybody wants, right? And that's now literally table stakes. If PeopleStrong is there, then you must have a good system, and you want to move away from an old system. That's a table stake. The second element is that how do I actually look at my entire talent landscape in one shot?
Yeah.
And with the transient type of a nature of UAE's workforce, that becomes even more important. How can you retain them? And with the government's efforts of how do you actually get better visas, the whole program of getting more people into this, moving the number of people in the UAE to 7 million, it's taken on a completely new stature. That how do we get and retain those people even if they are from overseas?
Yes.
So that's really become a very, very big agenda for a lot of companies. And now we're seeing companies saying, hey, I think the forward-looking companies are now saying, I want to use AI, but I don't want to use AI to cut costs. I want to use AI to be a force multiplier.
Yes.
And that's really the big shift that we're seeing in companies. They've got large workforces. They don't want to go and sort of just cut them out. They want to bring in the best of AI tools to be able to sort of support them, make better use of them, and give them a better capability to be able to deliver at a higher level. That's really what's happening. From a technology perspective, we are now seeing a bit of fragmentation coming in because some people want only recruitment, some people want only performance, some people want only learning. But overall, the companies who are large, who understand that the importance of an integrated talent management system, they're the ones who are really talking to us.
Yeah.
They're just coming to us and saying, look, please solve for recruitment, please solve for learning, please solve for performance, but I want everything solved also. So don't give me only 1, 2, and 3. Give me something that's consolidated, which can potentially be taken in modules. That's all right.
So consolidation is something that they're really looking for because their growth plans managing global talent versus local talent and Emiratization also playing a huge role. I think that's where it becomes critical. So thanks for sharing that. Also, in your journey in the past 2.5 years in the Middle East, you've been associated with some really, really big brands already. Now, my question to you is, why is it that you are winning?
I think there are 3 or 4 key reasons, and this is not something that I say, this is what I've heard from customers. I'll repeat it and try to be as ad nauseum as possible. The first is the fact that we've got a comprehensive technology.
Yes.
Very few technologies have actually got the end-to-end stack with themselves. The second is that we are committed to the region. We've already localized. We've got a data center in the UAE, we've got a data center in KSA, and we've already invested over here. The third is our strong local presence and the team over here. I think people buy from people. Technology comes secondary, right? Our team over here is extremely strong, extremely supportive, and is there at all single times. But I think the one thing which has been our brand also in India, as well as in every other geography that we've operated in, is the fact that, no technology will always be 100% able to solve everything that is required. Yeah. There will be times when the going will be tough. There are many players who will turn around and say, oh, I'm not going to pick up this guy's call because right now things are not working and stuff, right? It happens. We all know that. Yeah. But that's one trait that we always have. We will not run even if things are going wrong. We'll stand with our customers and we'll make sure that we are there till the time that the things go right. Whatever the requirement be, we will make them right. And that's really why I believe our customers have stayed with us. That's why we are winning, and that's why we will hopefully continue to win. I think the last point is, of course, the fact that we are one of the front runners in the AI space. In the region as well as globally, especially around talent and stuff. We've got AI which is already embedded into recruitment, into performance, into compensation, into learning, and now we're also coming up with other modules which will be helping with AI. So yeah, all of these elements put together, I think those are the reasons why we're winning.
So I think yes, a comprehensive platform, firstly, offering them everything in one place, consolidation, a very, very warm team that's with them in good times or bad times,
That's
I think.
correct.
And also keeping stack of what's changing in the world of work and being at the forefront of such changes. Interesting was of why you're winning, and I think it's obvious to everyone. So thanks for sharing,
you.
Mrigank. Final question to you. You're an HR tech expert. You're also a business expert. What is your prediction for the Middle East region?
This might sound a bit controversial, but I'll go out on a limb and say this. I think everything that we know about HR tech over here is going to change in the next couple of years. Everything. The way that we recruit, the way that we measure performance, the way that companies are looking at things, we will have a lot more integrated systems. We will have a lot more data flowing seamlessly.
Yeah.
We will have a lot more of AI interacting and taking away the issues that are there that are faced by HR business partners as well as by employees on a day-to-day basis. All of that is going to come about in the next couple of years.
Yeah.
There will be some early adopters and there will be some laggards, but that's not the point. It will change. The region will see something very seismic happen in the next couple of years. And the fact that we are here, hopefully we will be right at the front of that entire change. But yeah, whether that or not, the change is definite. It will come. And I think there's no better place in the entire world than the Middle East right now for that change to be executed.
Yeah. Definitely agree with you on that, and I think great times ahead for PeopleStrong, especially with the partnership that you've come into with Goldman Sachs, the kind of solutions that you're bringing forward, I think especially in the Middle East region. We look forward to some great times ahead. So Mrigank, thank you for sharing these pivotal moments from your journey with us. It was very, very interesting to hear from you.
No, thank you. Thank you for having me, and thanks for the conversation.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for everyone watching us. Do look forward to more such interesting videos and interviews. Thank you. Bye-bye.